Manager Season 2 with the sum of 5,500 Naira payable to GT Bank account number 0561 094 161. Send payment proof to WhatsApp portal number 09.
A very good evening to you and welcome to World Now at 4. I am Peace Ogenegbawe. First, let's talk the headlines. On the headlines, Buhari to replace outgoing ministers without delay. UN warns of impact of drought on East Africa. On the international scene, UAE's hailing President Sheikh Khalifa dies at 73. And on sports, Man City to unveil Aguero statue. Now the news in detail. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari on Friday in Abuja bade farewell to outgoing members of the Federal Executive Council, that is FEC, saying the departing ministers would be replaced without delay. The president affirmed that a significant number of them had been sufficiently equipped to aspire to higher elective offices, including the office of the president. The president said, speaking at a valedictory session for appointees leaving the cabinet to pursue political ambitions. The president commended them for serving the nation sacrificially with dignity and honor. President Buhari had, at the last FEC meeting on May 11, directed that all ministers and other political appointees who aspire to contest for elective offices in the 2023 general elections should resign their current appointments. Buhari told the ministers that looking back as the head of the team over the years, he had fond memories of incisive and robust discussions during cabinet meetings, rendering of performance reports during special sessions, and presidential retreats. Those at the valedictory session include Ministers of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, Niger Delta Affairs, Godswill Akpabio, Science, Technology and Innovation, Ogbonnaya Onu, State for Petroleum, Stimi Silva, Labor and Employment, Chris Ngige. Others are the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, Minister of State, Mines, Steel Development, Uche Oga, the Minister of Women Affairs, Pauline Talon, and the Minister of State for Niger Delta Affairs, Tayo Alashoa Dura. Delta State High Court, sitting in Kwale Division, has granted an order restraining the Board of Central Bank of Nigeria and the Independent National Electoral Commission, that is INEC, from stopping the CBN Governor, Godwin Emefiele, from seeking an elective post. Justice D.C. Maido, in a judgment secretly delivered on May 5, granted the order and adjourned the case to May 25. The judge said, in the circumstances in line with the Order 39, Rule 3 of our rules, this motion is hereby granted. The motion on notice is accordingly adjourned to 25 May. According to reports gathered, the application was filed on May 5, 2022, and the judgment was granted on May 12. Emefiele had gone to the court to obtain a court order to enable him to stay in office while contesting for the presidency. Court documents obtained by journalists shows that the court, upon reading through the motion papers and hearing C.N. Ofia for the claimant, ordered that the process ensued and the applicant complied with Order 39 of the rules. Still on ASU saga, in the light of the ongoing strike, the busy Ife-Ibadan Expressway was blocked again today as students of Obafemi Awolowo University, that is OAU Ile-Ife, Osun State, led other students on protest. The ongoing debacle between federal government and Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU. Chairman, Nigerian Association of University Students, that is NAUS, Erobami Ayobami, while speaking, said the protest would be a daily routine until the government finds a common ground with the academic union towards funding university education appropriately. He noted that the action started on Thursday with their University of Nigeria and Nsukka counterparts doing same. The protest resumed as early as 7 a.m. with students blocking the highway along Oduduwa University, thereby creating gridlock inward and outward of Ile-Ife. Also, a source confirmed that hundreds of travelers passing through Ife to other parts of southwest, south-south, and northern parts of the country were forced to divert to other routes. The students also located some of the adjoining routes such as Ikwetomodu and blocked them. Some of the travelers, especially commercial buses, were forced to pass through a town called Moro in Ife North local government area to join Ilesha-Akure Road. Christian Association of Nigeria, that is CAN, has condemned the killing of Deborah Samuel, a student of Shehu Shagari College of Education in Sokoto. Muslim fundamentalists saying enough is enough. A statement by the General Secretary of CAN, Joseph Daramola, said the vampires must be brought to book. On Friday, he said the unlawful and dastardly action of the perpetrators must not only be condemned by all right-thinking people, but the security operatives must fish them out, prosecute them as it is expected of them. Daramola further noted that it is the failure of the security agencies and the government to rise to such criminalities in the past that gave birth to terrorists and bandits, saying if the state fails to bring the criminals to book, the society will continue to be their killing fields. When the news returns, news from other parts of Africa. Do stay with us.
It happened last year when we had 7 finalists vying for the grand prize, M Grand 7 2021 model worth 11.5 million naira.
For the winner, season 1, Niger Boss Factor, John Idachele!
This year, it is even bigger and better.
My name is Joel Idachele, the winner of Niger Boss Factor Season 1. Those of you that didn't enroll, I'm sorry, you have missed out big time. You scammed yourself. You think they were trying to scam you.
Register for the Niger Boss Factor Season 2 with the sum of 5,500 naira payable to GT Bank account number 0561 094 161. Send payment proof to WhatsApp portal number 0901 625 2525. Go to www.bossfm.ng to complete your registration. Call 0808-237-0000 or 0811-584-1500 for more information. Niger Boss Factor.
Welcome back. Malian General Omar Diarra concluded on Thursday a 3-day visit to Rwanda. The Chief of General Staff of the Malian Armed Forces was received by his counterpart, General Jean Bosco Kazura, at the Rwanda Defense Forces headquarters in Kigali. A statement by the Rwanda Ministry of Defense said bilateral defense collaboration was on the agenda. The discussion between the two men tackled different aspects of cooperation in human resource development, military training, and welfare. During the official visit, Omar Diarra also met with President Paul Kagame and the Minister of Defense. Mali's armed chief said the purpose of this trip was to exchange experience and expertise on capacity building of both Rwanda Defense Force and Malian Armed Forces. Indeed, the Sahelian nation fights the jihadist insurgency threatening to destabilize the entire country. Rwanda, on its path, has sent about 1,000 soldiers to back regional efforts to stop an Islamic insurrection in province of Cabo Delgado. United Nations Humanitarian Affairs Agency, OCHA, says the world is not paying enough attention to crises beyond the war in Ukraine, including a devastating drought in East Africa. The head of the organization, Martin Griffiths, made the appeal after visiting Turkana in the northwest Kenya, where food is extremely scarce after a lengthy period without rain. People there are suffering from malnutrition, with some left too weak to stand or walk. Meanwhile, the United Nations World Food Programme says 20 million people across the East Africa are at risk of severe hunger. When the news returns, we'll be going to other parts of the world. Just stay with us. You're welcome back. Sri Lanka's new Prime Minister struggled on Friday to forge a unity government and forestall an imminent economic collapse as opposition lawmakers refused to join in his cabinet and demanded fresh elections. Ranil Wickremesinghe was sworn in late Thursday to navigate his country through the worst downturn in its history as an independent nation, with months of shortages and blackouts inflaming public anger. The 73-year-old insists he had enough support to govern and approached several legislators to join him, but 3 opposition parties have already said his premiership lacks legitimacy. Senior opposition lawmaker Asha De Silva publicly rejected an overturn to take charge of the finance ministry and said he would instead push for government's resignation. De Silva said he was joining the people's struggle to topple President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and would not support any political settlement that left the leader in place. However, the cash-strapped government is unlikely to be able to afford polls or even print ballots at a time when a national paper shortage forced schools to postpone exams. Parliamentary elections are not due until August 2025. President Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan has died, aged 73, on Friday. According to state media, he battled illness for several years. The ministry announced 40 days of mourning with flags at half-mast from Friday and work suspended in public and private sector for the first 3 days. Sheikh Khalifa took over as the UAE's second president in November 2004, succeeding his father as the 16th ruler of Abu Dhabi, the richest of the Federation's 7 Emirates. The president of the oil-rich Gulf estate, who was rarely seen in public, is likely to be replaced by his brother, Abu Dhabi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Zayed, who was already seen as UAE's de facto ruler. The UAE, a former British protectorate that was founded in 1971, had gone from desert outpost to booming state in its short history, fueled by its oil wealth and Dubai's rise as a trading and financial center. The Arab world's second largest economy, behind Saudi Arabia, has also begun to wield growing political influence, filling a space ceded by traditional powers from Egypt, Iraq, and Syria. The country of 10 million people also joined military campaigns in Libya and Yemen and broke ranks with much of the Arab world to establish ties with Israel in 2020. Up next is business news on World Now at 4. Just stay with us. Welcome back. The governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, that is Godwin Emefiele, says that Africa needs to finance our own growth. Emefiele said this at the African Finance Corporation, that is AFC Life Infrastructure Solutions Summit, held in Abuja on Thursday. It said over the past 2 years, Africa had suffered crisis H with profound implications for the economies of the continent. Emefiele, represented by his deputy and board chairman of AFC, Kingsley Obiora, said the COVID-19 crisis with its lockdown triggered off recession in most parts of the world. He said that the crisis injected a fresh urgency for Africa's rise in self-reliance on the manufacturing and processing of initial products. He further said that the crisis in Ukraine also had economic implications on the African continent. The Apex Bank boss further said that over the years, the Apex Bank had played a role leading in investment and resource mobilization, such as what was seen and achieved by the AFC. He also recalled that in 2021, the CBN and the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authorities, that is the NSIA, under Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, launched the Infrastructure Corporation of Nigeria. He described it as a world-class infrastructure development vehicle focused on tackling Nigeria's $100 billion annual infrastructure needs. United States hit 20 highs and world stock fell towards their lowest in over a year on Friday as markets anticipated more U.S. interest rates rises, while Asian stock fell on worries about the hit to growth from China's zero COVID-19 policy, according to several detailed data compiled. The U.S. currency was headed for its fifth straight week of gains after the Federal Reserve raised rates by 50 basis points this week, as the market is pricing in a more than 90% chance of a 75 barrels per hike in June. United States payroll data due later Friday will help traders gauge the strength of the U.S. economy. Meanwhile, economists polled by reporters predicted the data would show the United States created 391,000 new jobs in April versus 431,000 a month earlier. Findings also show that the dollar hit a 20 high of 104.06 against an index of currencies and gained 0.19% to 130.42 yen, also close to its highest in 20 years. We now join the sport crew for sports news on World Now at 4. Do stay with us.
It happened last year when we had 7 finalists vying for the grand prize, M Grand 7 2021 model worth 11.5 million naira.
For the winner, season 1, Niger Boss Fighter, Joe Idachele!
This year, it is even bigger and better.
My name is Joel Idachele, the winner of Niger Boss Factor Season 1. Those of you that didn't enroll, I'm sorry, you have missed out big time. You scammed yourself. You think they were trying to scam you.
Register for the Niger Boss Factor Season 2 with the sum of 5,500 naira payable to GT Bank account number 0561 094 161. Send payment proof to WhatsApp portal number 09.
Good evening and welcome to Sports News on World Now at 4. I am Ainan Lubem. Now to sports news. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the immediate withdrawal of Nigeria from all international basketball competitions for a period of 2 years with immediate effect. Sunny Dari, the Minister of Youth and Sport Development, disclosed this while briefing newsmen on Thursday in Abuja, Nigeria's capital city. Dari, who was represented by Ismaila Abubakar, the permanent secretary of the ministry, said a committee would be set up to oversee basketball leagues in the country. The minister added that the withdrawal of Nigeria is to concentrate efforts by government toward revamping the sport from the grassroots as well as domestic league, which have become moribund. Dari also said this will further address other related issues around the development and advancement of the game in Nigeria. He then called on all stakeholders to help sustain and stabilize the game. Reports gathered that the basketball sport has been engulfed in leadership crisis in the last 5 years. 2 parallel National Federation Board elections were earlier held in 2017 in Kano and Abuja, and in 2022 it was also held in Benin and Abuja, leading to the emergence of separate governing bodies. Flying Eagles forward Ahmed Abdullahi has recovered and is recuperating in hospital following a scary incident during the Nigeria-Burkina Faso game at the Wafubi Championship in Niamey, Niger Republic on Wednesday. The former Golden Eaglet scored Nigeria's second goal against cup holders and African champions Ghana on Sunday after coming off the bench and was rushed to the hospital after suffering a head injury during the 2-2 draw with the Junior Etalans at the Stade General Senye Kunche. Secretary General of the Nigerian Football Federation, Mohammed Sanusi, was with Abdullahi at the hospital and asked the player to remain focused and prayed for the team to succeed at the tournament. The 2-2 draw sustained Nigeria's leadership of Group B, and the 7-time African champions will play in the semi-finals as group winners should Burkina Faso fail to defeat Ghana by up to 3 goals tomorrow. And now I'm talking about international football. Real Madrid star Karim Benzema drew level with club legend Raul as Spanish Giants' second highest goal scorer by netting his 323rd goal for the club in a 6-0 thrashing of Levante on Thursday. The France attacker headed in Real's second goal against Levante at the Santiago Bernabeu to reach the mark. Cristiano Ronaldo remains well clear at the top of Madrid's all-time goal-scoring chart with 451. Benzema has now scored 44 times in as many appearances this season as Carlo Ancelotti's side have wrapped up the La Liga title and reached the Champions League final, where they will play Liverpool in Paris Saint-Germain on May 28. Ferland Mendy opened the scoring for Madrid before Benzema's effort. Levante had no answer as Rodrigo bagged another and Vinicius Jr. a hat-trick in a thrashing that consigned the beaten club to relegation. Other results saw Real Sociedad seal European competition next season with a 3-0 victory over Cadiz, and Villarreal hammered Rayo Vallecano 5-1. Former Argentine forward Sergio Aguero has admitted he was grateful to Manchester City as the club prepared to unveil a statue celebrating their record scorer's most famous goal. Aguero memorably netted the stoppage time strike against QPR that sealed City's Premier League title triumph at the Etihad Stadium in 2012. The Argentine forward's 93rd minute goal gave City their first English title win since 1968, with the bonus of defeating arch-rivals Manchester United on the last day of the season. Today, however, marks the 10th anniversary of Aguero's dramatic contribution to City's rise, which now includes 5 top-flight titles under the Abu Dhabi-based owners. Aguero went ahead to score a record 260 goals for City before leaving to join Barcelona last year. The 33-year-old retired in December due to a heart condition, but his legendary status at City will now be immortalized with a statue outside the ground. The sculpture, which it is understood depicts Aguero's shirt-waving celebration after scoring against QPR, will be unveiled to coincide with Friday's anniversary. City chairman Khaldun Al-Mubarak said it was important to acknowledge the role of Aguero's most celebrated goal played in the club's history. Away from at Manchester City now to Poland forward Robert Lewandowski, who has opened the door to a high-profile transfer after telling Bayern Munich that he will not be extending his contract beyond June 2023 when it expires. German media reported on Friday that the 33-year-old Poland international forward has scored 343 goals for Bayern and twice picked up FIFA's Player of the Year award since joining from Dortmund in 2014. Until now, Bayern has maintained they would not part with Lewandowski, but as the German media points out, not selling him now would mean the Pole will leave for free next summer. According to several reports, Lewandowski has recently been in contact with Barcelona. Meanwhile, Barcelona coach Xavi Hernandez, however, felt the transfer would be complicated because of the club's financial situation. And that's your sports news on World Now at 4. Back to Peace Ogenegbawe for the rest of the news. I am Ainan Lubem.
Thank you for that and welcome back. Before we go, here are the headlines again. We told you that Buhari is to replace outgoing ministers without delay. We also told you that the UN has warned of the impact of drought in East Africa. Also, we told you that the UAE is hailing President Sheikh Khalifa has died, aged 73. And on sports, Man City is to unveil Aguero statue. Remember to visit us on Facebook at Hills TV, on Instagram at Hills TV. Do also subscribe to our YouTube channel at Hills TV. My name is Peace Ogenegbawe. Thank you for watching.